We are going to be talking about your value today. We want to really get into what it is that you have to offer to different employers or hiring managers based on the job description. So let's just hold on for a moment before we dig into the content of the course. And I want you to just stop and think a little bit about your experiences. Okay, you have experienced a lot so far. And one thing that I hear from candidates all the time is, well, I have a work experience, right? It has to be paid, right? In order for me to have an experience. And the answer is absolutely not. You can experience anything at any time and find value and create value out of that. You also can build your skill sets on so many different wide varieties of experiences. So I'll give you a couple examples just about me. I can only speak about me. So I want you to think about you as I start to build down these examples, but every person is different and every person's experiences are different. So just about me, I do have a degree in Spanish. If you were in module 1, resume basics, I kind of used a little example there. I have a bachelor's of arts in Spanish. Part of that degree requirement had me going to a study abroad. And I lived in Ecuador, South American country, for a summer. And the experiences that I learned there about myself, about the world, about how to learn a language, about people, I could go on forever. That was huge. I paid for that experience. I did not get paid for that experience, but man, I could use that in so many different ways. When I'm talking to people, just networking, when I talk about personal in my personal life, things that I've learned and the values that I have kind of come to know about myself come from that experience. Lots of different things can come from that. I could use it in an interview and talking about my skills and some of the values that I've had. Switching gears, I'm also a mom of 4. So being a parent builds a total different type of experience that you can use to find the value, right? Multitasking, organization, managing a schedule, managing a home. I'll tell you what, with 4 kids, budgeting is a huge thing. How do we feed our family of 6? So that's an experience that I am, again, certainly not getting paid for in order to kind of move forward. You might have done volunteer work. You might have worked with a friend on a project. You might have courses where you've worked on real life solutions and problems that you can use as experience. So those are just some of the ways that you can have an experience that is not paid for. So this is what I want you to do, is start reflecting and thinking about your experiences and what they mean to you and what they might mean to different employers that you're looking to be a part of their organization. So this is our document for this module. Resume is a highlights reel of the value and skills you have to offer to future employers. We kind of talked about where you get those pieces from, right? It's your experiences and stories, and it's about building those stories and pulling out those pieces in a very concise way, because a resume is very short and you only have about 30 to 60 seconds of a hiring manager's attention before they're really saying, okay, yes or no for this piece. So let's talk about value. And value is the importance or worth or usefulness of something. All right. So, what is the value of your experiences? Not every experience that you have had might add value to an organization and a position, but some of those experiences will add value to that organization. And some of those experiences you won't even know will add value until you're in a position and you're down the line and a problem comes your way and you think, I had that experience before. You might not even be able to verbalize that yet, because you might not even realize, or you or the hiring manager might not realize this problem is going to come down the line. So the thing is here is we need to figure out during this module, and we need to look at how do you pinpoint your value. And then the next module, we're going to be talking about how do you verbalize that in a skill set. Okay, so we have a little scenario here. We have a whole plethora of different types of experiences that you're thinking about right now. But I would like to focus your attention into maybe a little choose your adventure. Think for a moment on your behavior in the world, at home, or with your friends and family. We've talked about that a little bit. Let's say you were at home, you were cooking a meal, and suddenly a vase falls off of a table and breaks into, I don't know, 100 pieces. What do you do? Just gonna pause for a minute. What do you do? Really think about what it is that you would do. So I've got a couple of thoughts here. And the the um the possibilities of what you do are endless. I feel like everybody's got a different personality and reaction and to all these different scenarios. But vase falls on off the table, breaks into 100 pieces. I've got a couple different ideas on what you might do. And what we're going to do is we're going to break down those ideas and we're going to see what type of value comes from that. Okay. Respond immediately. All right. We need to act fast to clean up. Ooh, I'm not sure what this is. I'm so sorry. One moment. There we go. Go on. Laugh with me, at me, whatever it looks like. I'll laugh at myself. So sorry about that. Okay. Backing up. Respond immediately. We need to act fast to clean up the shards so no one gets hurt. Right? That's one of the first things that might come to mind. Respond immediately. We need to act fast. Got to clean up these shards so no one gets hurt. That could transfer into great initiative. Wow, you act fast. Boom, you reacted to solve that problem. That is a great initiative. And we just stop there. You just can reflect on that. I moved quickly and I took the initiative to get that vase cleaned up and those glass shards cleaned up so that no one can get hurt. Okay. Second type of reaction. Do you walk up to the vase and evaluate the situation? How should I clean this up quickly and efficiently so no one gets hurt? Okay, so a different type of reaction. Critical thinking and action. That's the value that you can pull from that reaction. You are thinking about the best way to solve this problem, right? Instead of just reacting to clean it up. And neither one of them are wrong. So you just look at a situation, you say, what is it that I can pull that value out, right? And so that's a second type of reaction. Third reaction. I actually really like this reaction. Ignore it for now. There is no immediate danger. There are no people around. I am the only one in this space. It happened all the way over there, and I need to ignore it because I would like to get my task done. You will get it when you are finished. And so I love this one because I feel like it's one of those that could be flipped into a negative sort of commentary. Oh, you're going to ignore it. But really, you can pull value out of that. This person was committed to the task, right? And you want to finish that task. That is commitment. And that it shows the value in that particular reaction. I will say I am the third one. I would actually ignore the situation if nobody was in immediate danger. Now, if somebody was in immediate danger, I would actually go up to number one and I actually would likely panic. And I'm really not that great in emergency situations. So this is my forte right here. So what I wanted you to see is that there are multiple ways that a person can react to a situation and none of them are wrong. Okay? There is value in the way you react to a situation. When you're looking at different experiences, say in the workplace or any experience that you've had, maybe paid or unpaid, you really need to kind of pick apart and reflect and think about what it is how you reacted, because that's how you're going to pull that value out. Now, what I will say is, and I've already said it, I think once, the values you pull out, the more you know about yourself, the better you're going to be able to align that with your job description. So I look at this and maybe none of these things align with the job description. That's okay. Maybe they don't belong on the resume. Maybe it's something you pull out later when you're talking in an interview or you're speaking to somebody, at an organization that you're making a connection and a relationship with. That might be a good place for it. It might not belong on a resume. But you understanding your experiences and your stories, thinking and reflecting on them, that's going to be an important piece here. All right, last little bit here. Maybe it's something different. Maybe you reacted a different way to solve the problem, provide value in a different way. Completely fine. Think about how you would react to that. Let your mind run. Let it be free. Get creative. There is value in the way that you react to situations. Sometimes the way you react, I'm raising my hand as a person who's done this before, is not always something I would put on a resume. Oops, not very proud of the way that I acted. I ignored it. And my child came home from school, stepped on it. Not a proudest moment. Not the worst moment. Nobody got real hurt, but not my proudest moment, right? So I'm not saying that specific thing happened, but if you understand those pieces about yourself, it's easier to talk about them, right? So you might be asked a question like, when have you made a mistake before and how did you rectify it? Well, oops, that one time I ignored the problem because I really was committed to my task. But then my child came home, stepped on the glass shard, got a little cut. And what I learned from that is now, maybe when it comes to, something like this, I will, react a little bit quicker, or I'll stop and make sure to talk to my child, all these different ways that we can kind of move through, but to talk to my child about, hey, something's on the floor. Maybe you can help me. And I can solicit some teamwork to kind of build into the situation and the result of the situation. So each of these decisions are useful. And side note, none of them are wrong. Even when it feels like you maybe did the wrong thing or you made mistakes, these are all things that can be talked about and bring value to your future employer. So the green in here translates into the value that you can bring. We all respond differently to situations, whether proactively to prevent a problem or reactively to solve a problem. It's really about how we respond and how we think about it, and really how we understand ourselves. That's the value that we can add to an organization's progress. So, hope you enjoyed this little quick, video and talking about value. We will have an activity to help you kind of move through the process of understanding yourself and knowing your stories. And